All right, welcome back to Just Kicking It. We are back in the building. We are back. Man, people have been really loving it, man. I mean, the subscribers has been going like crazy up, man. We have almost 250. Man, we really appreciate y'all, rocking
Yeah,
with us and everything.
no, absolutely, absolutely. The engagement's been great. Definitely love everybody letting their guns go and putting their real thoughts out here, man. What a Premier League, what a World Cup, what a great time for soccer, man. Very excited right now.
All right, man. Let's get into this Premier League in the season so far. I know you have. I'm surprised you didn't come as Emperor Palpatine again. And so someone tweeted us like, "Is Vigo come as Palpatine again?" That people really love that episode, but that's what I'm doing as watchers.
No, that's funny. No, man, it is one of those kind of jump out the window, sort of moments for us, man. I was hoping to bounce back with our loss yesterday, with you guys losing. I saw you pulled it out, and that was my focus of the day. I said, okay, at least I can get off to a good start as long as Manchester United loses. But you guys pulled through, man, in that 93rd minute. Very, very interesting top four when you look at the Premier League table. This is not what I anticipated. I thought Manchester City would, run away. I thought this thing be just putting a bow on it really at this point. But man, a very interesting top four, top five. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Newcastle is getting it done. And they're not. I mean, they're. I mean, you look at their. They've only lost one game. I mean, they're right there.
They really are. I mean, they got an excellent young coach. I like a lot of the players, man. The target man, Chris Wood. He does exactly what you expect out of a target man.
They got him from Burnley, right?
I believe so. He's definitely moved.
And Nick Pope from Burnley too.
He scored goals everywhere he's ever been. And then Marion for the MLS over to Newcastle. I mean, he's really starting to shine and show the value of what MLS can produce for the Premier League, man.
Joel Linton.
Oh, another one.
I mean, we people had sold him off 4 years ago. Because remember, he was the big thing from Hoffenheimer. Like, he's the thing gonna take Newcastle there. They switched him to the midfield, damn near center back, and it changed up his whole demo.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, they reinvented him. I mean, kind of Frankenstein from everything that we used to know of him into what he is now. Always been a physical specimen. I mean, and man, again, the coaching top notch.
Is this a Leicester City type of feel?
It really is. It feels like it feels
they're
like
not
it's
losing
growing,
no games.
They're doing everything right. And every transfer window, they're gonna have plenty of money. So I mean, it should only get better.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. Even to mention and it's interesting. We laugh all the time about when someone falls down to the English Championship, how teams will just ravage their roster. And Burnley has basically sent all their players to Newcastle where they dope players, Chris Woods, Hope.
Right.
Those are the best two players on Burnley. They're now shining in a dope, cohesive system.
No, and that's right, and that's exactly right. Back to the coaching, that cohesive system. You can see it, and then they got the skillful pieces too, like Saint Etienne, the Frenchman who didn't play the other day. I mean,
where's Maximum at? He's hurt, but
Saint Maximum. That's what I was.
But he's not even playing, and
he's a bag of tricks. Yeah. No. They're starting to build it. You can see it coming.
They're starting to build something. So now we talked about this earlier. We have great prediction. We said that they would replace Leicester as that out of top six club that would jump up, and now you gotta reckon with them, and they basically replaced them.
No, absolutely. I mean, when you start talking about the results and the building blocks piece of being that stable club. They're exactly what they should be with that kind of investment behind it.
Yeah. So Arsenal, man, let's talk about them for a minute. Do we have to respect them now at this point, right?
Yeah, I think they've earned the respect. Yeah, I think they're legit a challenger, another cohesive team. Young team, but very cohesive. But I like what I see from them. Absolutely.
Saliba's the thing that changed. Saliba and De Jesus are the things that change, and I guess Partey too. Partey is a cog for them. But that's Saliba coming back from Marseille. that's like a transfer. That's like basically like
No,
a
it really
transfer.
was. Yeah, exactly. It just goes to show you, like, just the right system, the right players, people being healthy, um, things just starting to click. And sometimes it's that learning curve, even with the coaching. The coach really being able to convey the ideas and then it to translate on the pitch. But man, they look good. Odegaard, man.
Because he was sitting at the bottom of Madrid's roster. He wouldn't. He wasn't even getting put on even on the bus. He was literally sitting at the training grounds every game in Madrid.
Exactly.
And it's funny. Remember, you said you said well, the original thing you thought he was going to spoil Manchester United championship run 2 years ago. He was like, "It's Odegaard going to do," but we didn't know this was going to be Odegaard. This was going to be Odegaard either.
Right. No. He'd always been identified as a wonder kid, but like you said, nobody ever saw him put it together like this. But now, man, it's kind of like he's the next Kevin De Bruyne,
Yeah. And let's talk about Man City for a second, man. Is Haaland now free? Is it now where it's the dust is kind of settling? The 99 rating on FIFA has kind of diminished, and kind of people start being able to pick him out.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with him. The consistency, the kind of pressure that he's under to perform, at a big club with the spotlight. I'm very pleased. I think he's settled in nicely, and talk about the physicality. He's handling that.
Yeah.
No problem. I see him punishing some of these big defenders.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. We can get off the train, I feel, of him breaking Howe's record for goals.
Yeah. I think that's out of sight at this point. But he's still scoring goals for fun.
It's going to be. I'm interested when we come back. Arsenal's got to play Man City twice. They still haven't played them. The other game got canceled when the Queen passed.
Oh, that's right.
They have to play them twice coming up. If Arsenal can nick off a draw with one of them, I think they have the lead.
It's possible. I think this is where we're going to really see the depth play because Arsenal
and after the World Cup.
Exactly. Who knows what that's going to look like after the World Cup? But Arsenal needs basically everybody firing on all cylinders to achieve what you're talking about. And I think that is the correct way, trying to get a draw, at least out of one of those matches. But Manchester City, man, so many guns to reload. I think that you
gotta remember, Haaland's not at the World Cup. He's still sitting at the crib, chilling in the hypermedic chamber. He's gonna be fully ready on December 26th to come out guns blazing.
Exactly. And you know how these guys are all about ego. So he's going to want to come back after the World Cup and say, no, I'm the real deal. I'm the real show.
Yeah. So let's get into your club, man. Like what is it a team full of mercenaries is my question for you.
It's really it's a lot of inflated value players at my club right now. There's no cohesion. To be honest with you, my personal feeling on the coach is I just really don't think he's up for it. A good mid-level.
Two managers go in 1 year. Is there a possibility that two managers could be gone in 1 year?
I think there is, but I'm just also concerned. I really want to push the ownership to spend a bunch of money in January, but who's spending that money and who's making those decisions? I'd hate for us to, do a Manchester United. What you guys have done, giving a lot of people a lot of money and they don't spend it wisely. We can't afford to miss. I don't think that there's much for us to play for, unfortunately, through the remainder of this season. But that's why I'm excited about, what the table does look like, because it's still worth watching. And that was one of my big grumps at the beginning of the season. If you remember saying Manchester City will run away, we wouldn't even care about this after Christmas. And I think now that that's been proven wrong, it's certainly worth watching.
We have Newcastle. We talked about earlier. Newcastle's jumped up. Now you're like, we got 8 or 9 teams that can get top 4 now.
Exactly. So it's going to be a hell of a
losing Rudiger. I think losing Rudiger is the biggest issue for you all as Chelsea, because he let everyone. He was like y'all. He was y'all Dennis Rodman. He put fear in other people. He was he'll get a yellow card. Bowen cats scared. He wore a mask for a while because he broke his nose. It was just It was that fear, and then everybody can finesse around him, and you knew that half of the field was going to be locked down. And he's going to fight somebody potentially and just frustrate them.
Yeah, no, he definitely was like the heartbeat of the club, so absolutely. I mean, a critical component. When you say, oh, nobody's bigger than the club, sometimes some guys are, man, because it's not only what they bring, on the pitch, but off the pitch, a lot of that attitude, the no holds bar. He's going to mix it up. You know what I mean? He's going to throw his weight around. You need they always say on the Premier League broadcast, characters, I mean, and he was one of those characters. And so, yeah, he's an absolute huge loss.
So have you given up on top 4 for your club this year?
I mean, yeah, if I'm honest with myself, if there's money on the line and I got to, really try to be objective, yeah, I think it's out of sight unless something happens in January that I don't anticipate.
What do y'all need? What do y'all need? What?
It's the spine. I mean, we need a legitimate striker in the right age group.
Oh, and Conte being hurt too is a big loss for y'all as well.
Conte's a big loss, and I think he's also starting to age out. So finding that next central midfield pairing, the attacker as well as the central defensive midfielder, I think for the long haul, that's a key piece. I don't think that Mount, Gallagher, even though they're going to the World Cup, those are guys who I feel like are just overinflated. I'm not seeing the results on the pitch. And I think England, I know we'll get into our World Cup episode, but England is living off a lot of that hype on some of their inflated
players.
They're
the team full of mercenaries as well, I feel like. And we're going to talk about that when we do our World Cup preview, because I feel like it's some chinks in that armor of how they get down. But
for certain.
So you guys need a number 9, you think?
Oh, we need a number 9. Yeah, we need a number 9, a number 10, a number 7. We need a new. Listen,
straight down the field.
No, it's a new spine. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, including the goalkeeper, because we really don't have that goalkeeper that is comfortable playing the ball with his feet.
So how did Mendy fall out of favor like this? Did he really do anything to really fall out of favor?
I mean, I started kind of asking that question, trying to read through some Twitter threads about it, and basically it was a manager's decision. I mean, the manager sees both in practice and training, and he made a decision based on that, and that's how we basically got into the controversy that we have now, where we really don't have a true number 1.
So he basically did what Ali was doing with Dean Henderson and De Gea, not like just saying like, yo, that's the guy, I'm riding with him. The flip-flopping is not good for either keeper.
I think maybe it's also to send other messages throughout the club, right? Where you have one goalkeeper that's been isolated. Mendy had been given the number 1 jersey to show the entire team that, hey, I'm a new coach and I view everyone differently. I'm going to make the guy that's been isolated the number 1 to prove a point. That's kind of how I took it. I mean, but at the same token, he's seeing them in training, and he's probably 1A, 1B.
Yeah. So we can get to my club, Manchester United, firing on all cylinders right now.
Really?
Right where we wanted them to be at this point. 5th place is fine. I do hope that the Newcastle shoe does drop at some point, even though I know that it may not. You just have to always hope that the world can get back into its right place.
Man,
back up in that top 4.
I'm trying to be patient and let you get your rocks off here, but
no. And this is the thing that's scary is that we're not at full strength. Anthony is hurt. Anthony, the Escalade, Varane won't be back until after the World Cup. And I'm going to put it out here. I'm saying Martinez may be the best center back in the Premier League. They call him the Butcher. And I also said, I tweeted the Manchester United, y'all are missing a big opportunity to have Benny the Butcher do something with Lisandro Martinez and like some kind of thing, the Butcher kind of like marketing thing of where, he's called the Butcher, Benny the Butcher. It's a perfect match if you wanted to market it and have like some kind of deep, like kind of cultural moment with Lisandro Martinez. And he's the truth, man. I mean, at 5'9", literally, he fights people. He does what Rudiger did for y'all, basically.
No, you absolutely, again, one of those characters, man. His size means nothing. It's definitely the play on the pitch. Yeah, I don't think that's too far out of line saying that, is he the most impactful defender in the Premier League? I think
he's the best transfer. He's definitely the best transfer in the Premier League this year. Besides, I said Jesus, then him.
Okay, yeah, no, exactly. But yeah, no, he's a huge. I don't know about your whole marketing scheme, butcher to butcher.
But
I see what you
that,
trying to do
yeah,
there.
but it's a big opportunity there, man. For like you can market it correctly, you would have a whole thing, you know.
No, no,
I don't know if, I mean, the Buffalo thing versus the Premier League, but
no.
it could work. I'm just saying, if you really played it correctly, you could have some commercials with it and it'll work.
I give you A for effort, man. That's some outside the box, thinking. So you got the wheels turning, that's for
Yeah,
sure, man. But
I'm just saying, I know the hate for Manchester United is at a high time level now. As we rise, the hate rises, and there's the jokes stop, and then the hate stops, it begins.
okay.
And
Well,
if
listen,
they
hold
can
on.
pull off this transfer window in January that is being rumored, if they could get this João Felix thing over the line that they pushing for, to if they get that done, not saying we win the league because it's too far off. I think we're 11 points off the lead of Arsenal right now, but it's gonna be scary for them streets.
Yeah, I mean,
have depth. We'll actually have depth, like for
Yeah.
real, like for real depth.
No, and it is definitely needed to be successful in the Premier League, man. We're seeing the top clubs. That's really what it boils down to, is the depth, next man up kind of mentality.
Yeah, I mean, look at Sancho, where Sancho is nowhere to be seen, and that's my guy. Garnacho has just come out of nowhere and just
wow, yeah, what a big goal.
Somebody on Manchester United Twitter was like, they just took off the Ancho part and just put the GAR and just like put a tape over the Sancho part and it's like it's my jersey.
Oh wow, yeah, no, nice goal for the young man. Yeah, he looks like the real deal. There's somebody else that can add something to the club. But yeah, no, you're right, man. It's not so many jokes anymore, man. You guys look the part, man. I'm envious what I see building over there. I'm not sold.
Ten Heisenberg, man.
93rd minute winner though. I know you were on, thinking you had a draw there. You didn't see.
Oh no. This is old Fergie ball right here. Something like this happening.
Yeah, no, Fergie time. No, you're absolutely right. No, they made some names off of those last minute goals, and so no, man, very happy for your club, man. I see what you guys got going, but I still don't think you don't finish in the top four though. I don't.
So okay, let's transition. Let's our bottom three. I do want to talk about the fall off of Wolves before we get to our top four discussion. Wolves last place just 2 years ago, 3 years ago. They were in the Europa League semifinal. And now they are in the number 20th spot at the mid-season point.
Yeah, I think they definitely are on the way down. I don't really see a path up forward. I don't think they're going to do anything in the January transfer window that can save them, man. I mean, when you just look at the last few games, losing to Leeds, losing to Arsenal, I mean, Brentford, Crystal Palace, so
it's on and on.
Yeah, dropping like a stone, man.
They have some decent players. I mean, they got Neves, they got what's the Mexican cat?
Where's the head?
That plays the Mexican striker, their main guy. And then they have the guy Huang they got from Leipzig that was supposed to be supposed to help save their season as well. I mean, it's just and all those players are going to be up for grabs. I mean, none of them guys are going to go. None of those guys are going to go down.
No. Why? What you want to go play in the championship into the lesser stadiums and rougher environments and not as good as refereeing. So it's a lot of reasons to try to.
And shout out to Leicester for getting out the basement.
Man,
for staying resilient and getting out the basement.
Bottom three is looking very, very rough.
Yeah, I mean, and shout out to Leeds as well with their manager holding tight. They should have won that game yesterday against Tottenham. Yeah, they should have had that. Adams was up there. got that red card drop on him, getting a little bit too feisty. But they're looking good. This is a good year for Premier League going into it. It sucks that the World Cup is in the fall here, man. Like, we should be getting a couple more weeks of games.
It does feel different. I mean, I was looking at the calendar and it wasn't adding up. The computers wasn't puting.
Yeah, and we don't get another game till after Christmas. Like,
But I don't want to judge this too quickly though, because I mean I think this World Cup is going to be a lot better than what the buildup has kind of been, man. I don't know. I'm getting a bit of that World Cup fever, but you're right. It does feel different with being this time of the year.
all right, your top 4 predictions now at the midway point. Who you got?
Man, I think that the top 4 is going to be interesting. I think it's going to be very similar to kind of what we see right now: Arsenal, Man City, Newcastle, and that 4th spot I think is the one that's going to be really up for grabs. For some reason, my gut tells me Liverpool is another one of those teams that I think is starting to click. They had a nice weekend, so I think they're the ones that get into that top 4 spot. Real excited, man. Crystal Palace. That's my mid-table team that I think can
Get up to
push for
Europa,
that.
maybe, or the Europa
Yep,
Conference, something like that.
yep. Patrick Vieira. I'm very happy for him, man. He selected a lot of brothers on that club, so
Mm-hmm.
I always want to see them do well. And then I'm kind of happy to see Everton. Watch them real closely, being in that relegation zone, man. Everton, one of the traditional clubs. If they were to drop, that'd be huge.
It'd be
So those are my
catastrophic
3.
for the economy, even in Liverpool.
Man, yeah. I mean, when you lose that rivalry, I mean, that's rough. That would be
I mean,
rough.
this is going to be so super interesting. My top 4, I'm going Arsenal, Man City, Manchester United, Newcastle. Third place.
Of course. Okay.
Third place.
Third
We're
place.
only 3 points off, and a game in hand.
And okay. Yeah, I hear
Yeah,
you, man.
and a game in hand.
That's a fair
So
pick.
it's going to be interesting come up for the rest of the season. And man, y'all keep checking in with us. We'll be in a second. We'll be doing our preview of the World Cup, and stay locked in with us. And make sure you subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see y'all soon.
Peace.